In today's video, I will talk about the real cause of anxiety and what it actually is. So first of all, who am I to talk about anxiety? So I'll tell you a little bit about my story. In high school, especially the last 2 or 3 years, I was very anxious. I would bring 2 extra t-shirts to high school because when I was riding the bus, it was 3 or 4 stops. For those 3 or 4 stops, from worrying of what the people in the bus would think about me, I would get anxiety. I would sweat so much. I would start smelling awful. So I would go to the bathroom in high school to change t-shirts and then would maybe do it again after 2 or 3 periods of classes. So yeah, that was my starting point. Not the best, not the worst. I had little friends. They were good friends, but not that much. So no girlfriend. And I used to play a lot of video games. Now, how have things changed? I'm in a new city with a lot of new people, which would have been awful for old me, having no one to rely on. I have good friends from the city, have made new connections. I have a lovely girlfriend from back home, and I'm feeling and doing great, like in my life in general. So, did this change happen? First of all, I'll tell you about what is anxiety. Exactly. So, it's a ball of fear stuck from the past that gets triggered every now and then. And how did it get stuck? It got stuck through a traumatic event, and with this traumatic event, we resisted the experience of it, and then we never got to processing it. So I'll give you my example, which is what I had to deal with. So in around fourth grade, I was going to these acting classes, and there was this really like popular girl, which I used to like. And at that time, I had big, I had a round face, a good belly, and I was on the fattier side, definitely not one of the best looking. And so, surprise, surprise, the girl rejected me. And when that happened, a crazy amount of fear came to me. Probably because I thought that if this girl rejects me, then no girl will ever like me, and then I'll die alone, and then no, 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 no. And it's this entire, because as kids we have limited perception of the world. So I had this, because of the limited perception, this not that serious thing, the experience of it was fucking awful. It was so much fear. And then that thing, in order to survive the moment, that's how we respond to trauma as humans. We disconnect from the experience. We stuff it down. However, the problem with that, it's good because we survive the moment, but after the moment has passed, if we don't process that, it's a big issue because this thing, if we don't process it, it will stay there forever. All that fear that I experienced in the moment has been kept there for years and years until I finally dove right into it, experienced it fully, and let it go. And if you don't process the experience, it will repeat. It will not be exactly the same, but the experiences will be exactly the same. So it will be maybe a different girl where that triggered fear from before, it will come up, and you'll be, or maybe you would be stifled in order to protect yourself from similar experiences. Because I had this thing from the past happened, where I got rejected, but now there was this new fear around asking people out from the fear of being rejected. So it will repeat itself, or it will control you and prevent you from living life fully, which is definitely something we don't want with our only life. It's not something that you want to waste at all. And so how is this process? How is this processed? It's a process through letting go. And some people, mainstream media and advice for anxiety, would recommend you either pills, which no, you don't want pills, or a little 10-minute meditation where you sit like this and you Feel your nose and the breathing coming out. Does this work? No, absolutely not. It does not work. Some people say, oh, it helped with my anxiety. We don't want to help it, we want to solve it. We don't want to lesser the problem, we want to eliminate it, okay? We want to get rid of it entirely. How? Through letting go, through accepting and embracing either our insecurities, if we are insecure of something from a traumatic experiences, and all of these traumatic experiences that happened in the past that made us insecure in us, also the need for validation, because that is running us like crazy. We are hooked on validation. We do everything so that others approve of us. If you think about it, the way we speak sometimes, the way we dress, what we post on social media, there is this little voice which is just helping us decide what to do so that others will like us. And if you're being liked, you're invisible. Okay? You don't want to be just liked. No one wants that. And so how do that? We dive deep into our insecurities. Instead of running away from them, taking pills, trying to help or nurture our anxiety, we dive right deep into it. What makes us anxious? Right into it. All these things will come up from the past, from the subconscious mind. All of these probably at first terrifying or awful sensations, they will come up. You will experience them fully and let them go. And so you need to dive deep into the anxiety and to let go of your need of validation. And that's how this positive change can happen in your life also.